Welcome to another episode of There I've Said It, the podcast with me, Rossi D. Woods, and...
me, Lucy, the female wife.
She always forgets her name.
No, you just did that really badly.
Sorry, tell everyone who we've got. Come
I can't. I am actually, no, this is crazy for me. Big fan. We have an exclusive, though, Leigh and
Jill Francis.
This is so exciting.
We don't know why we're clapping.
We've never done anything before.
This is amazing.
I've been invisible. The
You've
whole
been
of Lee's
invisible.
career.
How many years have you
Weird.
been invisible?
Well, together for 33 years this year.
Oh my God.
Don't
I'm
look old
married
enough.
for 22.
Whoa.
22.
Well, I've done telly for 30 years, which sounds ridiculous, but I started behind the camera.
Did you really?
Making props and doing graphics and stuff. But yeah, I came to London to do telly, and that's 30 years ago.
Well, listen, I do want to ask you about your love story because it is very cute and I love watching it on Instagram and stuff. But as you know, we've brought you here for 3 of your golden gripes.
And
we don't know them, no.
We haven't seen these. I saw you writing them down.
Yeah.
And you
asking how to
spell something. I don't know what you were asking how to spell.
I'll be honest, I said, how do you spell possession? I'm dyslexic, so I can't spell anything.
So is he.
Yeah, it's hard. I hate when people it's not a little gripe, but just when people say, "Oh, she's special power." No, it isn't. It's a really high wall with barbed wire on the top of it. Every time I see any word, I start sweating. And go, right, focus. All right, but that's why I chose the job I've got, where I'm reading all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Holly's dyslexic as well.
Is
Holly will
she?
be.
But she has the paper. She has like the Roald Dahl, the yellow paper and the...
But I don't know if she does
Scripts.
autocue. Holly can do the autocue, but she can't learn scripts because I went, so what I do when I'm doing voiceovers, I learn them, so I'm not reading it.
Really?
Because I can learn it easy.
Photographic memory.
I don't know. But actually, you just sort of learn what you're saying rather than what's written.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
it goes in.
you kind of...
That's why when I've
See,
mentioned
I'd
stuff
be
with
screwed with everything. I can't do any of that.
you're
anything.
doing all right, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm doing
Gripe
alright.
1. This is quite funny.
Okay.
Frogs and snakes or animals without hair.
Dirty bastards.
Dirty bastards. But what about animals that should have hair but don't? So you get your hairless
those
cat,
cats.
your hairless dog.
It's just a ball sack with claws.
Yeah.
Horrible, aren't they?
I've got a
Skinny
funny
pigs.
story about
Skinny
a
pigs.
cat with no hair. I lived in Aberdeen, right? And you know how cold it is up there.
Yeah.
This woman, right, one of our friends of a family, she bought those cats, and I think they're from... Where are they from? Those mink... Those they're just
Somewhere hot,
bald,
probably.
The ball
Yeah,
sacks
yeah.
with claws. It started growing hair.
Did it?
They
What?
started
Can't
growing
you
hair.
Someone
'cause it was
shave
that-
it and sell them a hair one. Hey, for those hairless ones. But they shaved it.
Give us £2,000, please.
Like micro pigs. There's no such thing as a micro
they're
pig.
big.
is there?
No,
It's a lie.
I've heard
Yeah.
that.
No, there isn't.
But what about, have you seen those skinny pigs? Because I actually want a skinny,
No, you
it's a
don't.
guinea
I haven't
pig
seen
with
a skinny pig.
Guinea pig with no hair.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
It definitely
you need
looks
to be
like a
Googling
ball
it.
sack.
It's so cute.
Is it?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
really.
Katie Price has got one of those cats. Because
What?
we did Through the Keyhole at her house. And,
Can you say it
that cat
properly?
was
Can you say it properly, please?
through keyhole.
Thank you.
And, I remember sort of, do I slap it or stroke it? What do I
No, it's more... You said it's more animals with scales. You don't
do?
like
They've got no hair, have they?
any kind of like scaly...
And they look like they're going to be
amphibious
wet, but they're not.
looking,
Like weird.
Yeah.
Like a
When I was a
Doctor
kid,
Who.
I was playing with my cars around the grate, and I opened the grate and I looked down and there was a frog in there and it went at me.
Did it actually do that though?
Yes,
Did you?
and that's why I screamed. I screamed.
Imagining
I
this.
screamed, and my mum thought I'd been run over, and she came running out. And I remember
frog.
like that. And I can remember the first time I saw E.T., I thought, dirty pig. He looked frog-like,
Like a
doesn't
frog,
he?
yeah.
And then I fell in love with him,
course
obviously.
you did.
But
Do
he
you know-
looks like he stinks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
When he was in that lake all grey,
Oh,
I couldn't watch that
don't.
bit.
It's sad.
No, and I was sad.
It's absolutely legendary, E.T.
Lovely. innit? Well, actually, when I was a kid, I used to ride around with a grifter bike, not a BMX, a grifter with
grifter.
BMX pads on it,
Yeah.
pretending to be a grifter with a basket on the front, with an E.T. teddy in the front, and everyone called me Leigh because I was obsessed with E.T. And also,
Time with the feet.
I made some cardboard ET feet and put prints in the mud in the local forest. The local forest. In the forest near me, I mean. Yeah, the local forest. And I said to my mates, oh, look at this. I went, ET's been. I went, oh, my God. And then about a year later, I went, remember when we saw those footprints from the alien? I did it. They went, we know you did, you dickhead.
There's no such thing as eating.
I love it. You've done something like that with Amanda Holden. Didn't you turn up out of a van with an ET bike?
Oh, yeah, she was cycling
doing a
from her
cycle.
mum's to, I can't remember where her mum lives,
Oh, that
far
was
away.
Was that
Cornwall.
Make Some
Cornwall.
Noise? That was for
For Heart,
Yeah.
into the studio, and they
you-
wanted me to surprise her. And I thought, well, who's the most legendary cyclist? Elliot from ET.
Absolutely.
So I
Elliot.
thought that makes sense. There's actual logical
Yeah.
sense to it. Normally, everything I do has no sense to it.
Absolutely. Why
I
would
think
it? It's
most
boring.
things you do have sense.
No, they don't really.
That's
Well,
the best
and-
way, though, isn't it?
Eh?
That's the best way, eh?
Hey!
Yeah. Well, anyway, so animals without hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
frogs,
a good one.
No,
No
but
one's
I-
ever given us that kind of
haven't.
one.
Would you do the jungle?
Yes, you would.
Oh, we were
Would
talking.
you?
No, I'm telling
he
him he
would.
would. The thing is, you don't say yes, do you? If you're scared of animals without hair,
You
although
have to have
you
a go of
to-
everything.
Now you've said
But he
it.
wouldn't really care.
Would
Dan
you
wouldn't
go on
really
it though now?
Oh, Lee, you've
No,
got
don't want
to.
to.
I would love to see you do it just to see how you'd be, because I know how grumpy you could be about things. But I think you'd only show the grumpiness at them. I don't think you would be grumpy in front of other
No,
people.
because it's manners, isn't it?
I think
when
you'd
you're
probably
at
keep
home, you
everybody
can be
chill.
grumpy.
Yeah, you in
course
your
you
own
can.
space.
Yeah, when you're at
Yeah.
home.
Massive show off, you'd just be massively showing off, I think.
In front of people, you're not going to be all grumpy because it's a bit rude, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the
I'd
issue
love to
is,
see
you know
you
what
on
the
there.
newspapers do? They'll say, "Oh,
Yeah.
Lee's great," you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
make everything worse.
Would
They'll
you
make a
do
mountain out of a
any
molehill.
reality TV?
Exactly.
Well, I think I've been asked to do Strictly. I don't know how many times because every
And Big
time I
Brother.
support someone who's
Can
a
you
friend
dance?
doing it, I can dance, but that kind of dancing looks too hard. I think.
But that's the point. You don't want to be able to
No.
dance.
I don't know.
I am a
thing is-
dancer, and I was a dancer, previous Lucy, and I watch it, and I'm like, but you can dance, and that's not the point. I love people
He
like
can
Bill
dance, though.
Bailey. He was my all-time
Who?
Bill Bailey. He
Yeah.
was my
I can't
all-time
dance.
favourite contestant.
But Lee's always a bit of a hustler as well. Like, there's loads of things he doesn't like, but whenever he's done things, like when you did that Let's Dance, Come at Relief, Bake Off, all those things, and he like does so well.
you
in
did
them as
really well in the Bake Off, didn't you?
I've never
won.
baked before.
He got a Paul Hollywood handshake, but they didn't show that.
Oh,
Why didn't they
come
show it?
on.
That's the main thing.
Rude. That's what everyone
I've never
strives
baked
for.
before.
Has he got nice hands, Paul Hollywood? Are they soft?
Yeah,
or
he's
are
a
they-
nice fella. He's a
Yeah.
lovely fella, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Got
does look
beautiful
like
eyes.
a nice guy.
He's got lovely eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're piercing. They're blue, aren't
They
they?
are piercing.
Really blue.
Eyes like Superman.
Kryptonite.
I need to talk to you about that. The new Superman's coming out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to go and watch it.
I'm resisting buying
Very
a costume.
excited.
I
He's
used
got
to
a dog,
bought some
hasn't
action
he? When did
figures.
Superman have a dog?
Apparently in the comics, he has got a
Yeah,
dog.
Crypto. I had a dog for a while. I was asking my daughter about it. I said, does Superman put the cape on the dog? When they're going to, right, let's go fight some crime. Let me get this cape on you. And I went, and does the dog wear glasses so no one knows who the dog is? She went, no.
I saw the little cape on the dog.
But I think this
I wanna
new
go see
Superman
it.
film's going to be ace. I think it's got
It looks so
comic
good.
book element to it.
Yep.
It looks like it's got a sense of humour to it. It's James Gunn. I think it's going to be ace. And Fantastic Four as well, which I was weak and I did buy a Fantastic Four costume.
All your
Just to walk around in the house.
You spend all your money on outfits, don't you?
Yeah, well, I do a Fancy Dress
Cosplay.
Friday on Virgin Radio.
Loves cos, the whole
Yeah, I love
cosplay.
a bit of
Cosplay.
cos.
Any
Do-
excuse,
Do love
any-
dressing up.
I've just opened Gripe 2 without even like,
She-
while
hang
we were in
on
a
a
still.
minute.
Sorry, I
Okay.
got
I
excited.
can tell where it is just by your face.
But any party we ever have is always fancy dress, and our wedding reception was fancy dress.
Because we got married on Halloween.
We got married on Halloween.
That's great.
But that's when it started, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like the obsession for
Yeah, but
dressing
that's,
up.
right, that's brilliant. Why not?
Get on with that. Go on, go on, go on,
Gripe
go on.
2. Demonic possession.
Demonic possession.
Isn't it horrible? Horrible.
Possession? Can we
It's horrible,
just
isn't it? How
can we
you must have that every week, yeah? Everyone must say that.
can we elaborate?
No, I've never. I can't. That's brilliant. Go on.
Any sort of possession film, I'm drawn to it.
That's
And
because you're really affected by what was it called?
Exorcist?
The film. Oh, Exorcist.
Exorcist.
I saw
Didn't
Exorcist.
you watch it when you were? You watched it when you were really
So
young.
anything that possesses someone.
Well, about 11, I watched Exorcist with my mates. My mates were always older than me when I was a kid. And we got, it was banned, was The Exorcist. But
Yes, it was.
then
I
came
remember,
back
yeah.
out, and we went to a video shop, me and my mates. And my mate, who was the oldest looking, he went in and he says, you guys just hover around, I'll get the video. And he came out and he went, oh, he's got it.
Oh,
And I went,
contraband, yeah.
And I can remember being excited but shitting myself as well. And we watched it in the living room. And then I went, I don't think I can watch this. And I sat in the kitchen. Then my other mate, Jimmy, he about 20 minutes later went, I can't watch this. And then my other mate was a bit older. He was just sat in there laughing. And
I wouldn't.
yeah, just laughing.
By
I
himself.
I was terrified ever since, all that business. But I do believe in it.
Do you?
Not that they're possessed by the devil, that they're gone crazy. You know when you see it in foreign countries and they do real possessions, you see it on YouTube.
And like when they're in a church and like whatever church it's called when Jesus has touched you and they get all like possessed.
Oh, the American,
No,
the American
sorry.
evangelical
Sorry.
churches. Whereas
Yeah.
I believe in the actual possession.
He believes
I believe
in their cult.
you?
So I can't
No, you
watch it.
don't, Jill.
I can't watch it because I really.
So when they touch your head and
really
then they fall on the
freaks me out.
floor?
No, not that American bollocks, not that stuff. But when the proper like demonic possessions and all that.
Do you?
Yeah, I
Jill
really
does
believe
tarot
in it.
cards and stuff.
Do you?
Well,
I'd like to believe in it.
What
I
was the
really
go-
would love to believe
What was
in
the
all that.
Ghostbusters one with Sigourney Weaver? Is that her name?
Sigourney.
Sigourney. Do you know when she's on the bed and she turns into
Yeah.
thing and starts floating?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zul.
That
Zul.
scared me when I was a kid.
yeah.
That scared me.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
exactly that's because that's really like, and then she rises up
I remember
off the
seeing
bed.
Ghostbusters. We were next door neighbours who I thought looked like the Kardashians. They were all girls apart from one boy. He could have been a Kardashian as well. And I'm just so excited going to the cinema with them. And then the one who was the closest with, Claire, everyone thought that was my girlfriend. And it wasn't, but I didn't deny it either. And she might have been my girlfriend.
How much
I'm
older?
not telling you.
How much older than you was
She's
she?
about a year, 2 years
Was she
older.
attractive?
I mean, if I'd have made a move, she wouldn't have hung out with me anymore because I was known as Little Leigh next door. So if I'd have made a move, I used to go babysitting with her. I think that would have been the end. And I thought, you know what? I won't make a move and I'll just hang out with her and
They were the
I'll enjoy
Kardashians
that.
of old family.
Oh, were they?
I thought they were all beautiful.
And Little Lee.
And I was Little Leigh
Yeah,
next
but
door.
now look what you've got.
Did you have
Yeah,
long?
no.
Did you have long red hair when you were little Lee?
When I was 16, I stopped around 15, 16. I stopped cutting my hair, and I can remember the teacher saying, "What are you doing with your hair?" I went, "Nothing." But I think it's because I got into Simply Red, and I thought, you know, how people go, "No one looks like me." He did, and I thought, I'll be him.
Mick Hucknall.
I'll be him, and
He's
I
an
loved
absolute
Simply Red. I
legend.
loved them.
Yeah.
First few
We love
albums, I
Simply
loved
Red.
them.
Yeah.
We love them.
And then, but I was into an XS as well when I was at 11. And there was no way I could be Michael Hutchins, but I think I could pull off being Mick Hucknall.
His voice, though.
Jill looks like
still-
Winona Ryder, and I look like Mick Hucknall.
You
let's,
do.
let's get married.
He used to grow a beard though. Before he had a beard, that used to be his disguise. He'd go on
My beard
holiday
was
and
a
he would grow a
disguise.
beard. And now he's got a beard. And
But they
I
won't
don't
let
want
me
him to
shave
get-
it
I don't
off.
want him to shave the
Yeah,
beard
because
off.
you just had a
looks
little.
Because I
good,
want
I
my
love-
jawline.
No, you look good with a
Chin will
beard.
go into your neck.
Well, it's all a bit white now. Soon I'll be John Hammond from Jurassic Park. Because I look like Richard Attenborough. I do.
You do look like
Young
Richard
Richard
If
Attenborough.
you went
I do.
all grey,
Yeah, well, I'll go white because I'm a Ginnock.
a Ginnock.
Yeah.
Ginnock.
Give me gripe 3,
Very
please.
trendy to be a Ginnock at the moment.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it is.
It is. It's all going
Yeah, our
round.
daughters are telling
We're all
us.
catching it.
They're all catching it.
But let me just tell you another ginger story.
Go on.
I did a pilot many years ago.
I know
and
what
then,
you're gonna say.
And then it got commissioned, but they didn't. Andy Peters commissioned it because he was the boss there at Channel
boss there,
4
yeah.
back then. And he said, "Yeah, we're going to do it, but not with that ginger kid." And so they auditioned loads of pretty boys. Dermot O'Leary being one of them, not because he's just a pretty boy, because he's a pretty boy, but a very good broadcaster as well. Me saying broadcaster. And then at the last minute, they changed their mind and then got me back in. But Andy Peters said, change his clothes and dye his hair. And I tell that story often, and he hates me telling that story. Sorry, Andy. But I
love
didn't
you.
care. I was.
But you were dressed like a skater boy. You
they
looked
dressed me like a
tall.
skater boy. But back then, I used to like be 70s.
And short bleached. Short
Yeah,
That
yeah,
makes,
you
that makes me
actually
really
care.
sad because they didn't want you then. Do you know what I mean? That
Well, they
makes me
just didn't
really
want what I
sad.
look like,
But
I
It was a long
guess.
time ago as well.
But the fact of the matter is, that is the job to look a certain way. It is. And we have. But TV
Yeah.
presenters back then, when they changed, they looked a certain way. A TV presenter, and I knew that, and so that's why. Oh yeah, okay. But because
never
I was so
gonna get
young,
the
I didn't
job,
care. I was
yeah.
excited. What? I'm getting free clothes? Yeah, all right then.
Yeah.
know,
And
I mean,
now it would be
me from
different.
the station as well. I didn't recognise you. I just recognised you walk. You couldn't walk up the street.
That's cute.
The Gruffalo.
Go on, right. This is going to be a really good one to finish on.
How do you know? Have you read it already? she fucking reads them before I know.
This is the perk of this job.
She always does it before I know anything.
accent.
Being called Keith.
Being called Keith.
Being called Keith.
You called yourself Keith.
Yeah. Well, I bet about at least 10 times a day I'll go, oh, my name's Leigh.
Yeah.
To someone.
Yeah.
And they'll either laugh, and I always think it's not really a funny name, it's quite a bland name. If I were going to do a joke, I would say, my name's Scatticus.
But people think that Keith Lemon is real, but
Yeah.
just your real name is Leigh. They
Yeah,
don't
like
think
it
that
was a
Keith Lemon's
stage
not
name.
Do you
real.
know why? Because you were so good at it.
Well, the whole concept of Keith Lemon is he's the funnest. He's
Yeah.
the funnest at the party. He's going to go to all the parties. And like career-wise, I can remember my mates going, well, you're not going to do that show, are you? And I went, no, but Keith Lemon would say yes to that show.
Yeah.
If he was really,
So
would
he's
say
like an
yes to
alter
all.
ego.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no edit button whatsoever.
No.
No, but
You
that's
have
what's
no
so
edit button.
good
Can I
Actually,
about it.
what was the what you had the
Well, he started
Nigel
off as
Hand.
a businessman, a shit businessman, and I put the bandage on him just to give him a bit more depth, sort of like, oh, he's been up to no good, hasn't he? What's he been doing? I know loads of people think it's that.
It's the wanky
and
bit.
go,
Yeah.
how can you damage your hand wanking? Unless you've got a wooden penis. It's just a weird concept that
Spiky
people
one.
think, is it because of that? No.
Just where our minds go.
As the character, I always thought he was a compulsive liar as well, and would change the story all the time. But you always say it's my fault that people.
I always say it's your fault. I'm
Because
you
I
went
lived
to-
it for real,
I was
I
like,
guess.
you
Yeah.
went for great lengths to
It's your
convince
fault.
people
Yeah,
that.
it is.
But that's because you always stayed in character. So that's why. And you stayed in characters that people would feel relaxed with
Yeah.
Keith Lemon. That they
Jill,
wouldn't think
I
he
was
was being
speaking.
duped.
Who were we speaking to the other day? They knew you, and they'd obviously done Celebrity Juice and all that, and they said you stayed in character.
Do you know what might be difficult for people as well, though, is that obviously alter ego wise, you almost, I know he had a slightly more of a twang in the voice, but you still kept the northern
Yeah.
voice for Keith.
Yeah.
So people, I guess, your hair was, you obviously grew your hair a little.
Yeah, I did grow my hair and bleached it and looked like like I'd gone to the hairdressers and gone, can you make me look like Anthea Turner? They've gone, this is Anthea Turner. I did. I used to take a photograph of Anthea Turner and Nicky Clark. And go,
I
can you do
love
it sort of
Nicky
like
Clark.
that? Because I can remember meeting Nicky Clark and both having the same sort of barnet, but obviously mine were bleached.
Did you straighten it?
It's blow dry.
That used to
all the
blow
time,
dry
all the
and
time.
straighten.
Lovely hair.
But so it was my then agent back in the day. He saw me presenting that show that Andy Peters made me dye my hair. He said, I saw that show you did. I thought you were shit. He went and he said, what about we don't do Leigh Francis anymore and we do the characters? Because in that show I reviewed games and films as different characters. And he said, I like it when you do your characters. And I went, I was 26, or I don't know, young.
You were younger than
And I said, yeah, all right then. And he went, okay, next week, come into the office in character and let me see if I can throw you out of character. I went, you won't throw me out of character. And then I got changed in the phone box like a shit Superman opposite his office and
Yeah.
would go in character. And then he would just go, what's your mum called? What school did you go to? And it would just...
Really?
And then it phoned me up about an hour later and go, good, that one, do another one tomorrow. And then at the end of the week, he went, right, I like this one, and this one. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have meetings with commissioners. They're not going to know that they're going to meet you, though. So he'd have a meeting, and then he would text me now, just the words now, and I'd be waiting in his car, and then get out of his car, and then
Remember
bang on the
this.
window at Zillyfish restaurant, and then he'd beckon me to come in. And then he'd go to whoever he's having a meeting with, whatever commissioner, he goes, this is one of my new clients, and I'd be whoever. And saying hello. He says, what are you doing now? I go, whatever I was doing as that character. Sit and have a drink with us and go, oh, okay then. And then that's how the meeting would happen.
In
and we
character,
Did, in
the
character.
whole thing.
And I don't know how many times we did it.
With that handheld karaoke machine you had.
Yeah, so I did Keith Lemon when I had a handheld karaoke machine. And I was like, look at this thing that I've just bought, John. It's
there he is, with a
handheld
tape in it.
karaoke machine. And I'm very good at karaoke. And then I went, here, I'll give you a whilst now. And then I sang When Will I Be Famous by Bros in the restaurant.
What a tune.
And then everyone looked at me like that. I wish you were dead. I wish you were dead.
I wish you-
And then when it's finished, just stop and sit down. Told you what good.
That is, it's nice hearing Keith
And then-
again, as
and
much as
then,
you don't like being called him.
we did 3 characters in one meeting with a commissioner called Stuart Murphy, but John got him a bit drunk. And I would go to the toilet then and get changed and come back as a different person.
that Mrs.
It's a bit like, I was just
Yeah,
about to say
exactly.
Doubtfire.
I've had that in my head
with
this
John's
whole
favourite
time,
film.
yeah.
So that's why he loved the idea that we're
It was
doing
such a
this.
good
And I didn't
concept,
care. It's like,
though.
I
You just wanted
needed a job.
Yeah.
Wanted a job.
And then, Stuart Murphy said to John, I said, I think it's really unfair you representing these people. You're taking advantage of them because they're obviously a bit crazy. And he said, well, I'm going to tell you now, it's just one man. He went, what? And which it sounds bizarre and like no one's going to believe that. And he was drunk. And he said, all right, he's got his own show then. And that's what happened.
That's
And
amazing.
then I got a show on, it was called UK Play, which became BBC Three.
UK Play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was called Here Is This. And it was sketches.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the first
This
thing.
just shows how long you two have been together.
That's
a long time.
But I've done loads of stuff,
Yeah.
I guess. But it's called Here Is This, and I did a sketch of all the different characters, all the characters that you've seen, but I did it years ago.
Yeah.
On this channel, and then I had to link to a pop video, but I never knew what the video was, so I just do the sketch and then just turn to the camera and go, "Here is this." And then Madonna would come on or whatever, but I couldn't say it's Madonna because we didn't know what song was coming on. They would just put them in.
So you were just going off cuff.
I did Keith Lemon do it. Today's my day off, and I like UFO spotting, so I'm off UFO spotting.
It's fucking
Because someone once asked me
crazy.
the question: if an alien would abduct me, would I go up with them to out their race? Keep living and stuff. So that's to have sexual relations with someone that's probably got extra fingers and other things. And I fucking would. Because I would chosen one.
Do you know what?
Chosen one.
When you're at home, right? When
I
you does he
love
just
Keith.
pop out with different?
Do you know what?
I
It's-
love Keith.
I think because we've been together for such a long time, it's
You just get
it all
used to
feels
it.
really normal.
Yeah.
She used to come on from work and I would be dressed as something, filming myself.
But just
so I
the
guess
flat
getting
would
normal.
be turned into fuck knows what, and then they'd be like, "Oh, just put it away, just tidy up when you're done."
Keith Lemon was
really,
brilliant.
really loved Keith Lemon.
Did you fancy him a bit? Was there something a bit?
not the way he looked. I've got to say.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
The outfits.
Well, people said to me,
Not
like,
really,
do
but-
you sometimes like become Keith Lemon when
When
you're
you're
being romantic? No. I just tea and biscuits when I go home. Unless I have to film something.
But I did, I really like Keith Lemon.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He's great. He's
So he's not dead, he's gone on holiday.
no, he's
Yeah.
just got.
Please bring
thank
him
God.
back
I
at
always say
some
that.
point.
But
Go on
it-
a cruise.
This is why it's going to be hard to.
Well, listen.
we need to shred one of these.
Yeah, but I'm stepping in and I'm not shredding Keith Lemon because I know you don't like being called him at the moment, but I'm hoping you bring him back at some point.
It's weird. It's not even that I don't like being called.
Even
I'm
just for-
getting bored of saying,
yeah.
"Oh, my name's Lee."
My name's Lee. My name's Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we can't. We
Sometimes
can't.
people just go blank when I go, "Oh, my name's Lee," and I just go,
Well, do you know what? I get called gay all the time, and I've even outed.
you're gay,
I
aren't
know.
you?
Am I? And,
Just
sorry,
a mirage.
I outed my wife and my son. They still think I'm homosexual.
Yeah.
"Did you get it at school?"
Yeah, all the time.
He was
Well,
my
I
gay.
guess worse at school.
That was my fault.
He was
I
my
went
gay
to an all
boyfriend
boys
when I got together with him.
I was called the gay boyfriend, or what was I called? I was a cabin crew anyway.
Oh, Trolley Dolly.
Trolley Dolly.
Yeah.
But I went to Enfield Grammar School, all boys. And then
I
I
went to all boys.
did you? And I think that was the issue
Right.
because I didn't see any girls. Do you know what I mean? And I thought I might as well just fancy them.
Yeah. I was desperate for a girlfriend because I got sick of seeing boys.
Yeah.
And I got a teen scene. And
Teen scene.
scene.
Teen scene.
Teen Scene was incredible. It was a nightclub in Leeds.
Sorry.
A nightclub was Tiffany's. Is it Tiffany's?
Tiffany's?
It's a nightclub called Tiffany's in this shopping centre, the grimmest shopping centre. And on a Saturday afternoon from...
The loveliest now,
What
though. It's
time
back
was
in the
it?
day.
Oh, it was beautiful. What was it, like 12 till 4 or something? Or
Something
6?
like that, yeah.
Like 12 till 6. And it would...
Not 12 till 6. That's at ages.
No, I mean the
That's a
age.
long
No, the
time.
The
age.
age.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not 6. That's the wrong way around, isn't it?
Yeah, 6
to
till 12.
12.
12. No, older. 16.
12,
16.
16.
12 to 16.
That was it. 12 to 16-year-olds. And it was like a proper nightclub, 12 to 16-year-olds in this proper nightclub.
That's
It was
Just
Great.
drinking fruit shoots and stuff like
yeah,
that.
fruit shoots and a
Panda
bouncy
pop.
castle.
You said that I met you
Castle.
there.
No, not at Teen Scene.
Oh.
In the nightclub. I was out with my brother's
Oh, yeah, she
friends
saw
that
me
night.
pissed up.
And
I
you
didn't
were
know
out with your mate from, what's his name? That was in the Navy, Dalesy.
Yeah. She saw me pissed up. But
So I
didn't
met
know her.
Lee in the February,
Oh, he
but he
was all
doesn't remember
pissed
meeting
up.
me. And then we met in the October, but he didn't remember meeting me at the beginning of the year.
Rude.
That's
How
really
can you not
rude.
remember
Very
that?
rude.
But that's why
Very
we're
rude.
together now, look. It's just...
Yeah.
You made an impression.
But
Anyway,
We need to shred.
We do
Okay.
need to shred one of these.
yeah. What do you decide then?
No,
No,
we all decide.
we have a democracy.
So
We
what
all
was it
just-
then? So there's
There's nothing
being
worse
called
than-
Keith.
Being called Keith, frogs and snakes, an animal without any animals without any hair.
I mean, that,
I quite
at the
like
moment,
them.
that's my top favourite because they look like ball sacks, you're
Oh,
right.
I quite like bald animals.
yeah, so do
Oh,
I.
God, so-
but then you like demonic possession. You
Oh, that's
believe
true.
in it.
I believe in
I
demonic
don't. They say
I
the
don't-
worst things, don't they?
Right, so
No.
Keith Lemon
we can't,
cannot be
because I want him
shredded
back and I
because
love
he's
him.
only on holiday and he's coming back.
He's at Butlins with
at
Stephen
Butlins.
Morton.
He's with Stephen.
Yeah.
Demonic
Should we go
possession, there's nothing
demonic?
worse, is
Okay,
there?
demonic.
Nothing worse than demonic
Nobody needs
possession.
demonic possession.
Nothing
we don't
worse
need it in
in
the
the
world.
whole
We don't
world.
need
They don't
demonic
need it.
possession
We
in the
don't,
world.
everyone.
Okay, and
We don't need demonic possession.
We've-
hang on, watch this though.
This is going to
Watch
astound
this.
you.
You won't believe it.
Astound you.
We've got a golden shredder. Look.
I do believe it because on the way here, Jill was watching your podcast with Louis Spence.
Yeah, he's
we love
brilliant.
Louis.
Love him.
He's great.
And I've got a little catchphrase.
You have. Which
here
they
we go.
probably know as well.
You know
I do.
this. It's not camp. There, I've said it. Let's shred it. Bye. Go and fuck Jesus.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very-
guys. So we can listen to Lee on Virgin Radio.
Yes.
And this is out on paperback now. Lee, Myself and I, the autobiography of me, Leigh Francis, not Keith Lemon.
Not Keith Lemon. Here it is, guys. Look. Paperback. So
Absolutely.
Thank you
And
so
thank
much,
you, Jill,
guys.
for being outed. Jill's been outed.
We
It's
popped
been so
our
nice to have
podcast
you.
cherry.
I stole all your gripes, didn't I? You didn't do any gripes.
Stole all
Sorry.
my gripes.
That's all right.
Me.
You are. Me. Thank you, guys.
It was
Thank
lovely.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yay.